Bell's palsy here. Actually, not Bell's palsy here today. This post is addressed to physiotherapists and physical therapists around the world that might stumble upon a facial paralysis patient. I know it can be quite rare. I had only seen one patient in my 15-year careers back then with Bell's palsy before I started niching into facial paralysis physio treatment. And yes, so it's quite rare, and you might be really wondering what the hell am I going to do with this patient? And I would really encourage you to look at good resource on this. I would direct you to the 𝙤𝙬𝙬𝙬 website. Facial Therapist Specialist International has great treatment concepts on there and all the things you should know. I'm going to go over a few concepts that I think it's important for any physio to understand. First of all, the facial muscles are very different than any other musculoskeletal muscle because they do not behave the same. So first of all, there is no muscle spindles in facial muscles versus musculoskeletal. The other difference is that most facial muscles do not attach on bone. They are actually free floating. So that's going to be another difference. The other thing would be that they actually do not start atrophying when they are paralyzed until at least a year, which is very different than other muscles that start atrophying almost right away. So the concept here is that with facial muscles rehab, it should be slow and control, and it's all about that motor control versus when you are trying to regain strength of a triceps or a quadriceps, for example. You're just going to have to load this, load, do some reps in order to get something out of it. With the facial muscles, it's very different. If you start, please do not give active facial movement in the flaccid paralysis stage. If you get to see a patient that is still in that stage, the very early stage of facial paralysis, do not give them active movement. There is absolutely no point to this. If they don't have any nerve signal to these muscles, you will not be able to get anything out of it, and it's a waste of time. Initially, you should be working on facial massage as well as targeted stretching. This is quite an art. There's quite a bit to cover there, and obviously I'm not going to do that here. But again, that is something you can look on and get more resource on the 𝙤𝙬𝙬𝙬 website. Other thing I'd like to mention is that once again, these facial muscles are not designed to really produce force, and we are not really looking to, we don't have strength in mind when we are training them. The difference between facial muscles and musculoskeletal muscles, with facial muscles, you have one nerve fiber going to 20 motor units, 20 muscle fibers, versus if you take a musculoskeletal muscle like a quad, a gastroc, I think the gastroc has like 2,000. So very different goal and different function. Your gastroc is supposed to obviously create power in order for you to walk. With facial muscle, it's very different. Since this is not about really force, there's nothing, we don't have to lift our face against resistance. And the other thing is that the limbic system also is responsible for controlling 50% of the facial muscle. So with emotions, those you do not have really control over it. Our face will show our emotions with what's going on in our world without us really thinking, oh, I'm gonna smile right now. So that's, I think, one very important differentiation to understand between musculoskeletal and facial muscle. The facial muscles are volitional and emotional. They use that input, versus the skeletal muscles, once again, just using volitional mainly. So